All right, I now call to order the Town of Elon Town Council meeting of January 10th, 2023. If all who are able, will please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm trying to get my phone turned off. I don't want it ringing in the middle of the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation. Visible with liberty and justice for all.
You. And just for the notes, all members are present. All right, moving on, motion to approve by reference the items listed within the consent agenda, and that is our town council meeting minutes from August 9th through December 13th. There are two edits that I wanted to point out. On the August 9th, 2022 agenda, there's just a last name, which I've already pointed out, that is missing. Under guest present. It's actually you, Thomas, so you gotta add your last name in there. And then in the August 24th, 2022, under right above presentation, the last word says any X instead of next. Were there any other change? Oh, one of them is Gary Tolley.
I've made all those.
Oh, okay. The others? Great. Do I have a motion to approve the items on the agenda?
So move.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Is that Randy or Mark made that?
Randy.
Randy.
All right, moving on to public comments. This is an opportunity for our public here this evening to speak on their wishes for the town. Would any member of the public like to share a comment?
I didn't sign that.
Any we're not on Zoom, we are on Zoom. All right, anybody on there? All right,
I will say Chief Massey is here this evening, just to bring an update to you if you want to do it now or want to do it. So you want to bring it on engine 8 or fire.
I saw it down, rolling down the street, working. No, was
well,
that
let's
just my?
let's close the public comment section and move that to reports.
That's fine.
Okay. I'll close the public comment section. Moving on to new business, letter A, appoint North Carolina League of Municipalities voting delegate. So Rich, can you just give us a little summary of that?
I will let Diane do that. She's got the paperwork on it.
Okay.
Other than there is a vote tomorrow.
There's a vote on the 12th.
Oh, 12, okay. Well,
Who was our previous?
Well, we had a session, there was a session that occurred during the NCLMA conference, NCLM conference last year, whatever month it was in last year, and
Roy, I
it
think.
was in April, that's exactly right, City Division. And so you all appointed Mary Catherine to attend because Rich informed you that it didn't have to be a board council member. So it's totally up to you who you'd like to appoint.
So that person would attend
The league conference again
just the conference in April?
in April, But the voting that's to take place on the 12th, they're gonna send that person an email with all the information so that they can go ahead and make that action, take that action.
Do you know what time the meeting is on the 12th?
I have it here in my email.
Yes.
The April conference is the 24th through the 27th, the 25th through the 27th.
Yeah. It's in con. And I'm going to try to attend. I actually have to be in Charlotte for work the 25th and the 26th. So I'm trying to finagle doing both.
April now?
That's the
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's always Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's always in the middle of the week like that. Well, as far as January 12th, they're gonna, it's an online voting ballot, what it is.
So is it a meeting, a Zoom meeting, or you just like go in and vote online?
You go in and vote online. The letter to the league members is in your packet. So that you could get clear information on what it is they're asking for.
It looks like that the vote starts on the 12th, submit the ballot by the 13th.
That's what.
So
It might just be worth a conversation if someone would like to attend City Vision, that they just be our delegate for the year.
I've got a 10 anyhow, so.
Um. Thoughts, anyone? I'm happy to do it.
That person?
It can be a staff person.
Yeah, it was last year, Mayor Catherine.
Oh, that's right.
So who would you prefer for a staff person, Rich?
I have to figure out who's going first.
Diana's going.
Yeah.
So can we nominate Diane? Nominate Diane Enoch too.
All right.
We all can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's in your budget.
So Randy has nominated Diane. Do I have a second to that?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Congratulations. You have another job.
A good vote.
First round.
Okay, letter B, annexation petition and direct the clerk to certify. Town council accept the annexation petition and direct the clerk to investigate the petition for certification.
So this is the process that takes place according to general statutes. So the petition is from the same company, Green Hawk. They're wanting to get the area annexed in. I just need to verify the certificate for you all, bring that back to you at your next meeting. And then you can, at the same meeting at your January 24th meeting,
23rd.
23rd. Sorry, I can't memorize all these dates, but
That's okay.
however, you can, at that meeting, go ahead and adopt a resolution to set the date for the public hearing, which in that case, it can take place at your February. Hold on, I did put my calendar with
I think it's the 14th.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
February 14th meeting.
I know.
You can conduct the public hearing at that meeting. And also at that meeting, you can vote on the annexation if you'd like.
Okay. But this evening, you just need a vote directing you to certify that. Okay. Do you have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. All right, moving on to report. We're gonna start with our fire chief.
Oh, maybe short, I just had a quick update. I was able to get in touch with the manufacturer of our wrecked fire truck. While I was on scene, they sent somebody out 10:30 this morning. They spent roughly an hour and a half, 2 hours taking pictures and compiled a list of things that are probably gonna need to be fixed. It does not appear to be enough to be totaled. They're confident that some of the items will fix some of the damage. There was probably all the bolts that hold everything to the chassis are gonna have to be replaced, as some of those had shifted. Said it was designed to shift, that the bolts, the slot for the bolts is actually elongated so that it can play in event like this does happen. So once I get a list and a price, of course, we'll report that to the tow truck insurance company, and I'll keep you all updated. Right now, it looks like it's gonna be repairable, and hopefully when we get all the stuff worked out, we can get it back.
How long do you think this repair is gonna take?
That I don't have a estimate on right now.
That being out of commission, what's some of the implications we're worried about here?
So right now, we just move a reserve truck into that truck spot. Although it is our frontline fire engine. We do have a reserve that can,
Is that the one we designed and everything?
this is the latest one that we bought in 2019.
We're about 3 years old.
Why was it being towed in the first place?
So they had run a call yesterday morning. Everything went fine on the way to the call. They went to leave. They got to the stop sign and their brakes were acting up. Find out one of the pads had fell off and all they had was the cylinder. Right there against each other. So we had it towed from there. It was going to CNS Trucking, which is on 119 North. Mevin, that's where the accident happened.
So the tow driver was at fault?
I don't think the highway patrol made a determination. They just did a damage. The driver was the only witness. He said he got run off the road. Nobody else was there.
So what does our attorney suggested we do at this point?
I have not contacted the attorney yet because we're waiting to hear from Sutphen. Did their inspection this morning. I'll be in touch with Bob tomorrow and say, hey, this is what's happened, this is what Sutphen is saying. We've not heard from the tow company's insurance company yet. We thought for $800,000 item, they might be calling, but they haven't contacted us yet.
Is there a warranty on the original brake that, you know, is the original problem?
No, so we actually researched yesterday morning. We went originally through Sutphen didn't do the brake that long, and the manufacturer of the brake itself, 1 year warranty.
If they would. Just glad nobody was hurt.
Oh, yes,
Goodness.
we even the coach of driver.
See minimal risk to us as a town to be able to provide.
No, so operations should still go on as normal. Reserve truck is more than adequate spot.
The question in general, with the reserve truck, if we have both of them in, we have a regular truck there ready, is that for like a big haul or, I mean, how, I'm just curious as to how you use that or.
Yeah, so we have to have enough pumping capacity to blow enough GPMs to cover some of the large buildings, and that takes more than one truck. So it's technically, they serve two purposes as a reserve truck. One, they can take the spot of a frontline truck, but two, our volunteers, staff, second out trucks, which is what this is. But we just move it a spot in the line.
So do you anticipate reaching out to the town attorney as needed once we have more information?
Yeah, now that we've got the report from Sutphen, I'll give him a call tomorrow and bring him up to speed on what happened and seek his advice on where we should be reaching out to the other insurance company. We should be moving.
And
Does that work have to be done back in Ohio? Is that where it was manufactured?
No, they'll be able to do everything here.
Okay.
if it were to be totaled, I mean, how long would that be for us to get a new truck? Because I remember when we approved the original one and the whole process, so.
Fire engines are actually taking longer than ladder trucks right now, so we're actually looking at the manufacturer 32 to 36 months.
They don't give loaners.
They don't have rental.
Don't
do they?
And the other thing we were so, was such a big deal is that this was like a original kind of truck too. It was, designed by us and we had some things added on and became kind of like a model.
It is a combination rescue and fire engine.
So it just slid off the road and it did that much damage. Is that? was that-
They slid off the road on this side, it shoved, when they come back on, it shoved them into the other bank. So
Went off on the right, moved over to the left, went off on the left side.
I'm not trying to make any assumptions, but from the pictures that you sent us, was that tow truck large enough to be carrying a vehicle that large? Because it looked awfully small to me. I'm put that, you know what, that's not even a question. I'm sure you can answer at this point. It just, it didn't look large enough to carry a vehicle that large. That's something I'm sure we'll find out in the future.
As long as it was on the hook of the tow truck, I mean, their insurance is gonna pay for it. You know, we will talk to our insurance and that insurance, like our insurance isn't gonna wanna pay for this, so they're gonna subrogate and go after their insurance. They have a $2 for this tow truck aggregate, so it's gonna get paid by them.
And with Sutton indicating that it's repairable, that's probably the easiest thing. If they were saying, oh, I think we're gonna need to total this,
And we're gonna be,
then we'd have a real discussion, I suspect.
yes, because if they're only gonna give us 600,000.
Well, or as the insurance company can say, no, we can fix this.
Right.
And you end up with a fire truck that pulls to the left or shoots to the right, whatever.
Well, that's certainly unfortunate.
a good beginning, yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thanks, Landon. Thank you. Hey, Rich.
Okay. Leaf truck. The saga of the leaf truck. So you know ours is for the count. It can be repaired and likely will be repaired and serve as a backup, but it's several months away is things have to be manufactured. We were in the process of buying a new leaf truck. We already placed an order. Supposed to be here this next December. With the demise of our existing one, we contacted another vendor. They said, I've got one on the lot. His lot, somebody else's lot, there's one on the lot. That could be delivered. The anticipation was around, prior to Christmas, week after, something like that. Carborough loaned us one. We used that for about 2 weeks and then they needed it back. Then the new one was delivered to Art, the vendor we had contracted with. And it failed the inspection. It had chassis issues. So it was being sent back to the manufacturer. There is another one coming off the line that will be available to us in February. The frame they've been given. Our vendor is going to provide us with a loaner vehicle. It is in one town right now, this week. They should be getting it back next week. Hopefully the following week we will have it. Start picking up leaves again.
Very deep for this one. Gonna-
Cause they were selling us one that they're not selling us now, so they're just providing that as a
That's kind of
service.
So what week is that then? The week- Hopeful, cross fingers. what week was it?
Hopefully the week of the 23rd.
Okay.
Had a lot of hopeful weeks of burned out, so.
So what have we done to thank Mount Carver? Maybe send a letter or something?
I did send a note to the manager, Richard White. He and I exchanged some emails and very appreciative of their offer and their help and. Becky was glad to do it. Put his neighborhood on top of the list.
Do we send him a golden rake or?
You in Barbaro now?
Yeah, he's the town
I
manager.
didn't catch that one.
Same.
Richard White.
Yes.
Well, it's not, that's.
Knew that his wife never moved from here, so they have their residence here, and I,
Changed house stuff.
yeah, they changed out, yeah, and I was
Oh,
there from that time, but he never told me, so. That's helpful.
So anyway, next Monday, the 16th, Martin Luther King Day, offices will be closed. We are undertaking, as a wellness activity, we are taking a New Year's weight loss challenge. The amongst the employees. And I think last I heard it was 21 employees have signed up, so it might be a little bit more than that, because that was as of last Thursday or Friday, I think. And kicked off yesterday, today with different people on different shifts, so that is underway. So look for those amazing vanishing employees over the next several weeks.
But they had a really good potluck at the
That's right, yes. Reminder to check our town calendar on our website for upcoming activities and events. We have heard from the county assessor on the preliminary evaluation numbers. Currently, as of the 2017 reval, we had a total valuation somewhat in excess of $937 million, which included $371 million of exempt property for a taxable value of $565 million. The upcoming valuation has us pegged at about 1.6 billion. That's up from the 928 million. 687,000 in exempt properties for a net taxable value of about 928 million. And that's an increase from 565 up to 928. Those numbers are not final, they're still tweaking them, but not tweaking them by the millions, I don't think. And lastly, this is just a preview of coming attractions for our meeting on the 23rd. Healthy Alamance has been sponsoring or running the 3 farmers markets in Alamance, Mebane, Burlington, and Elon. They've been getting a grant through, I guess, impact through Cone anyway, one manner or another. Last year, they came to us and said, gee, can you help us with a cash match? And we appropriated $50,000 that we paid them December of 21 for their calendar year 22 farmers market. They were notified just before Christmas that they are receiving no more grants. And Healthy Alamance is no longer supporting farmers markets. Mebane has, what we understand, Mebane has stepped up and said, we will take it on. And staff and I are working on for you to look at your next meeting for the town of Elon to take on the Elon Farmers Market. You are searching out partnerships with entities that are already involved and wish to be involved. Maybe monetary, maybe space, parking lots, probably your front yards. So we hope to have more of those details worked out for you by the 23rd. In our current year budget, we still have money appropriated. Because the grant isn't coming through for this year, that money is not being spent on a grant match, so we have that $15,000 that is available to us earmarked for the farmers market. We can use it for that purpose in one fashion or another, whichever way we decide to go. So we'll have some options for you to look at in 2 weeks, and probably a request that the decision be made sooner rather than later, so that we can start making sure the vendors don't go elsewhere.
USDA does offer a grant
Okay.
to local governments. Market or farmers markets requires a 25% match. And it's for projects that develop, coordinate, and expand direct producer to consumer markets. Should explore that.
Could you send me that link?
Do it.
Follow up on that. That's all I got.
Right, moving on to, okay, we'll start down with Randy.
Not much to report, except for, just, year beginning, feelings and getting ready to move there as well. I will probably not be able to be here on this coming Monday, 23rd. So I hope no one else is missing.
because I have to be out of town that day. And I have, had a, meeting today with, that we had that quilt show last year, and they're gonna be coming again this March, and so wanted to make you aware of that, because it was a really good, opportunity. We had over 600, I can't remember, and somewhere between 600 and 700 visitors to that event, and they populated our restaurants and some other things too, so we're hoping that it's a positive for all of us. And they do not charge for admittance. There's, they call it a gift to the community, and so we as the church are not charging them, not having any kind of charges to use the building. So we're hoping that maybe, knowing that there's gonna be parking, signs up that are gonna be directing people around and stuff, we will have extra traffic that week. It's the first full week in March. First full week.
The whole week, like Monday through Friday?
Yeah, well, the show actually goes Wednesday through Saturday. They will be doing, the guilds will be coming in on Monday and Tuesday doing judging and a couple of. So, I think that's pretty much it for right now.
Will you get that information, Jill or whomever, to put that on the town website?
That's what we were talking about, because, again, we want to be careful to. Then everybody would want to be on the website for whatever they're doing. And since this is a free thing and kind of stuff, we thought, wait.
Not too much. I was glad to see the winter term is, started back, and I don't know if it's just me. It seemed like there were more students here on winter term staying on campus, so that's a good sign for our community. We continue with our LMO project. Getting something going forward. Board session. I think we're making some progress, and we're getting closer. We'll be starting on our transportation with the GM. So we'll be meeting again soon for that. So some updates, how it impacts us, and I would like to know, you mentioned about the transit. Decided on a room. Share that with. Another item on the agenda.
Yep, that's why we're gonna be through tonight.
So you can
Be
save
well
up all that time.
prepared. You'll be well prepared for later this month. Awesome, thank you. One thing with the LMO, just make sure that the whole Airbnb concept is being addressed at some point in there for us to discuss.
It's kind of new.
Right. Yeah, I think that
Does this reflect a law change or something?
well, I think that the only thing that we can really do is through our zoning, right? Like it would have to be an allowable use in certain zones, and thinking about, are we going to allow that to be in certain zoning districts, right?
I think so, yeah. The state has preempted some regulations that towns can adopt.
What I thought.
More under the, I'll call them the police powers, the normal town code. Can't license them, we can't get fees from them and things like that. Zoning capacity to put some regulations on it.
Good to hear.
Stephanie?
Happy New Year.
Ben?
The gathering we had for Christmas was awesome at the fire station. It was the first time I think we were in person. So I was elected in 19, and then we had it that Christmas in 19, and we hadn't done it since. And for me, coming into my last year in this term, it was just really nice. The first time I went, I knew some people from already being involved in the town and stuff. But it really felt like a family atmosphere together, eating and breaking bread together. So it was just really nice to see that again. Today, Jill and I went to the Elementary Chamber, part of the Economic Development Committee that the Chamber has put together. That was really nice and informative. We're going to be meeting quarterly. But a couple of things that I took from that, they had a representative from Senator Tom Tillis's office there, Stephanie Blair. I'll get you her information. But on her way there, she got an email about a grant, the AFG grant. I don't know if you've heard about this, the Assist Firefighter Grant. They can help get grants for fire trucks. So, you know, that's something that I think try to look into.
Absolutely.
And Phyllis's office is willing to help write letters.
Okay, good.
Let's get there. Another one, Piedmont Electric they do a lot through the USDA grants, and maybe reach out to the manager of Mebane was there, and he was talking about this. Piedmont Electric has been really helpful with him in this grant process, getting grants that can help for rural development. So police stations, town hall, those types of grants are available. So he was really stressing to the chamber and Reagan to keep that relationship, because, you know, we are bureaucratic, but on this federal level, it's a little bit more. So Piedmont Electric helps make the project pretty unique to make this happen. It's just really nice to see that the Alamance County is growing. We are in a hotbed with the triangle and the triad. We're coming together to really try to make a stronger economy for everybody. I like the diverse group we have. Dr. Book is one of the co-chairs, so it's to see that happen. But other than that, you know, I look forward to this marathon meeting on the 23rd. I need to bring a lunch pack or a dinner pack.
Oh, wait, a retreat. You're talking about a retreat. I was talking about our meeting. Retreats next month.
Yeah, we kept saying, and I kept thinking, wait a minute.
It's on my calendar.
Sorry about that, didn't mean to interrupt.
20. It is Friday, the 24th.
What I have on
That's what I want to get.
Okay, it's not on my calendar, so let me go ahead and put that on here because I have a hair schedule.
And you put out the whole survey and everything.
Told myself I was today and done. Is that the date?
I don't know my calendar either.
Did we establish it?
Yeah, because we all picked that Friday. I had to do that Friday, and then it's like, I can rearrange things and make it happen.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Approved meeting schedule. It is, it's the 24th.
Yeah, you're right, because I had something
So the time will probably be 8 or 8:30. Location hasn't been determined yet.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
That was
I have nothing to add.
Great. I did notice that the orange barrier in front of Oak House had been replaced with a tan barrier.
When we purchased those, they only came in these orange. They've now broadened their palette, and because that one is going to be lasting a while, we went ahead and we bought those tan units to replace the bright orange ones. Williamson, I mean that the construction this spring, summer, Plaza, the other ones will be going away at that point. And why Public Works is going to be manufacturing and building. Containers sit on the top. So DOT tells us not to. We'll use for flower boxes and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask, what is the plan? Because I know initially we're gonna kind of make that a little permanent area, but then with the downtown master plan and such, I think that it was decided not to. But I mean, are we really gonna have these 2 parking spots blocked off for 2 to 5 more years? Because honestly, when I said it's time for them to go, I actually meant like go.
Just put the parking back.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's just, it's junky. It looks like, and it looks like we're constantly under construction. Like,
Hey, we
we
got
can,
tan ones now.
we can bring it back at some point, but I mean, it's probably the number one complaint. Now, I mean, maybe we won't get that many complaints now that they're not orange, but I mean,
They can complain about it, but during the spring and fall, I mean, those outsides in front of Oak House.
so walk like 4 doors down with your coffee. Because we have a social district,
I'll listen to complaints when they
but
venture down.
I mean, if we want to say like, the minute you walk across the street, you're like in a different world and we should elevate to be at the same level of Elon University, I can assure you, Elon University is never going to have those barriers sitting out front and center for that long. I mean, it's not real classy.
That's why we're gonna put flowers there.
You know, if we want street dining between now and the time we redo the streetscape. It's a DOT road. This is the kind of thing we need to have. So we don't want street dining, and that can certainly be an issue. We can put to the downtown committee and come back with a recommendation to you folks. I was on Elm Street in Greensboro, and they've got multiple different types now. I think that must be a city street as opposed to a DOT street. They've got crowd control barriers that they've built, sewn together like cloth, black cloth that says, Greensboro across them, that covers those. They've got some concrete ones out there with flower boxes on them. Our options are limited at that location. We're using these as opposed to concrete because we can't do anything with concrete. They're too heavy for our equipment. I did talk to, like I said, to the university and they were appreciative to see the orange ones go. We can certainly have this as an agenda item and figure out if this is something we want to keep or something different.
And maybe see how it goes. I mean, years of construction. Essentially.
You're right.
I'd rather hold out for something more permanent that looks really nice. I mean, are we gonna have to take over that street if we redo it at some point to not be a state road? They're gonna allow us to do things like that.
I mean, in essence, what will likely happen is that there'll be a new curb line on the outside edge of the existing parking. We're not putting in that first 6 feet. Makes it most of the width of those parking spaces. DOT is fine with street furniture and dining tables and all sorts of stuff on what is today the sidewalk, as long as we maintain 6 feet clearance between that and the travel way. So that kind of thing is easy to make happen. It's just expensive.
So the money that we were gonna spend to make that semi-permanent hasn't been spent, wasn't it in on this year's budget?
That was not. That was something that the university offered to pay for. Because the initial cost guesses were around $30,000. Engineers got done with it and DOT got done with it. We were talking about $130,000, $140,000. And he said that, that was more than they wanted to invest in what torn up in a couple of years. Yeah. So the blame.
Okay. I think that was it for me. Anything else? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Anything after the.
Wasn't 7, but.